Hi, I am back for our second card. This is going to be our technique card, and we're going to make a pinwheel card. These are just really fun to make, and you can use all sorts of different patterns. And so let's get started. I'm going to use the Dragonfly Garden stamp set, and there's a whole mega bundle with I think it's Dandy Garden. So we've got the dragonflies, and there's also dandelions. There's another whole stamp set. So all this goes together and matches this really cute paper for perfect for spring and summer. So we'll get started with our pinwheel here. And again, I'm gonna do my stamping first. So we will grab the thick Whisper White envelope and get that ready to go. All right, so stamps. Thank you for your kindness is what I used for this one. Maybe I'll do something different this time. So how about for a true friend on the inside or on the outside? So let me grab that one. And I'm going to be stamping today with Misty Moonlight and Bumblebee. These are two of the end colors that are a lot of fun to use. And I'm gonna do my stamping first because I could always put my pinwheel on the bottom if I mess up my stamping. All right, that looks good. Let's wash that stamp off. And on the inside, let's see, what'll we do? You are an inspiration. How about that? You are an inspiration, my true friend. Okay, I'm going to stamp the sentiment in the center. And then I'm going to add some of these little tiny dragonflies because they're cute and I can. So we'll do those in the Bumblebee color. And of course, if you don't have this stamp set, you can find something good to add to it, and really it could be for any occasion. So there's my cute little dragonflies. All right, so now to the pinwheel, and let's hope I remember how to do this. Okay, we're going to make our pinwheel, and you should have two pieces of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I'm going to use my grid paper here just to kind of line it up, but it's not really necessary, but just in case I don't want to get too off here. When you don't get a lot of sleep, sometimes you need a little extra help. So I tend to do things crooked, so the grid paper really helps me out with that to keep me on track here. So okay, I think that looks good. Whoa. Okay, settle down, glue. Okay, now I've got my pinwheel started. All right, now I'm going to start adding my pieces. And you can decide which pattern you want to do. I'll do the same one here that I did on my sample. And to start out with, you're just going to glue one of your squares and just put a little dot there because you're going to need to tuck the last one under the first one, so that way there'll be room to tuck it under because you won't have that one down. And that's the only tricky part, really. The rest you just keep adding it around the circle. So, and it doesn't matter where you start or where you finish or which direction you go. You're just going to keep adding them around, and we're going to leave about I don't know, what is that, a 1/16 inch gap or 1/8 something, just a little tiny gap around there just so we can see the cardstock on the edges there. So just keep adding all the pieces and don't miss a corner. You're going to have 8 pieces and 8 corners. It's kind of relaxing, isn't it? All right. We're making progress here, coming along. Oh, I want my bee to be right side up, so let's do it that way. Although it doesn't really matter, I guess they're all different directions. Okay, one left to do. Let's see if I can do this right. Okay, now this one is gonna have to go under that one and on top of this one just to complete my pattern there. Oh, I did it, yay. All right. Ugh, I think I got it glued to my paper though. Oh well, that's all right because this whole thing is gonna be glued to the front of my card. So, all right, well, it looks good. This direction. Okay, and maybe that little flap that I left open, I will glue down so it doesn't stick out. All right, hey, it actually worked on camera, yay! Okay, so now I'm going to add my little dragonfly to the center. Now, if you're doing this with like a floral paper or something, you might want to add a little flower to the center or whatever you have, just something little small, or maybe a gem or something interesting to add to the center just to set it off. And then I think I gave everybody a few of these champagne rhinestones, so I thought they looked nice with the little mini dragonflies. So we'll add those on the front and then it's done. Yay, we did it. All right, now some other ideas. Oh, I should mention that the little dragonfly comes from the punch, and the punch is bundled with the Dragonfly Garden stamp set, so they come together as a bundle. And I think this is a card you could send to a guy. You could again use a birthday stamp. So the colors are kind of masculine. We've got the Misty Moonlight is a nice neutral color. And okay, if you are planning on getting the butterfly dies and stamp set, those will be in the new catalog too. But look, here's a card I made. Same sort of card with the pinwheel, but I used one of those little butterflies, and that's one of the dies that comes in the with the butterfly dies. Unfortunately, the butterfly paper sold out early, so we can't get the butterfly paper, but you can use whatever you have on hand to do something similar to that to make the pinwheel. All right. I've got a whole bunch of cards to show. Oh, by the way, the Dandy Garden paper is 6x6. So you can really do a lot with that because it has so many different patterns. Here's one I did where I kind of a faux washi tape effect with the designer paper, just to use strips of it. And then you might recognize this one because this is a class card we did last month, I believe, with the butterfly paper, and I did the of this fun little technique here, and I did the one with the dragonfly again with larger squares. So the cards for this month will be in guide 14, but if you go back to guide 13 in the group, you can find the instructions to make this layout. And then I had another fun layout just using ovals, stitched ovals and circles. And by the way, the stitched shapes dies are retiring. I don't know why, because they're kind of a staple. They've got squares, circles, and ovals. But apparently everybody has them now, so the sales have gone down and they're taking them off sale. But if you're not one of the ones that has them already, the stitch shape dies are just a nice set to have. And again, I have dragonflies and butterflies. And then here's more cards. This is actually a layout we did last year, and I can't even remember. It was way at the beginning of the year, so it's probably way back at guide 2 or 3. This layout for 6x6 paper, where you can get 3 cards out of one piece of 6x6 paper by cutting it a certain way. So again, with the I think this was with the Garden Wishes, but also with that designer paper. Okay, moving along. Oh, this was actually a, when the catalog first came out, this was our make and take. We had a little class in a make and take, and this was our make and take. So it was, I thought there was 3 cards with it, but I don't see the other one here. Anyways, one of the projects was just using little bits of the paper. So here's this one with the strips this direction, and then my friend Jessica sent me this card where she used the exact same dimensions but did it this direction. So I'll put pictures of all of these up in the group so you can get some ideas to use little bits of your 6x6 paper to make a project, because you can, of course, any of the 6x6s, or of course if you have 12x12, just cut it down to 6x6 and you can make all sorts of different designs. And then here's one I did. This is kind of a, we did this kind of flap card recently too, but I decided to do one with this paper because I had a couple of these really thin strips left over. So again, I did the Dandelion Wishes, and there's a little bumblebee in this set which matches the bumblebee in the designer paper. So there's that one. So lots of great ideas, and we will post these in the group and have fun making your pinwheels. I think that's something you can do over and over again. It's really easy and quick. Once you do it one time, then it's easy to do it again. So check out that technique and give it a try, and hopefully you'll enjoy that and have a good time crafting with little bits of designer paper. Okay, see you in a minute for the last card.